Have you ever wondered where your favorite pre-workouts are made? There's a good chance it's here at Simpson Labs. Today we're going to tour it. We're going to bring you along for the ride.
So we have a certified organic certification through QAI, our pet food product license. So we make products for dogs, cats, and horses. We have our halal certification, our 21 CFR Part 111 CGMP certification, our USDA certification, our Health Canada certification, EU certification, informed manufacturer certification, our food processing registration license, and NSF.
Where's the NSF?
It's coming tomorrow, January.
NSF coming January.
Coming January. So this is headquarters. This is our first location, Mentry. So this is where about 70% of all manufacturing takes place here at Simpson Labs. When we first started, none of this was here. It's a complete eggshell. We were blending by hand, filling by hand, labeling by hand. We would get up to about 600 units done in a day, and we were super stoked. Now we're doing about 80,000 tubs a day. So little by little, as we grew, we would buy a blender. We bought our labeler. We bought our capping machine, induction machine, transfer stations. Once that was all said and done, we would go to the next room, and then the next room. We got into encapsulation. We got into bottling. We got into three-sided packet filling. We got into stick packs. We got into multi-packs. Just anything and everything that we could do, we would just gradually grow little by little. So it wasn't one day we did this hockey stick of growth. It was all organically done over the last 9.5 years. And I'm super blessed and humbled the way that everything has worked out. So this is our first filling line. This line is usually for our larger orders for 5,000 units or more, but it can fill anything from 100 grams all the way up to a 25-pound bucket. Everything fills at about 25 to 30 units per minute, regardless of the gram weight fill that it may be. That's how we ended up building it. Our automatic filler was custom built, and there's not another one like it out there in the industry. It's a one of a kind.
One of my favorite parts with Simpson Labs is the custom fabricated machinery. You were saying a lot of this, like, there's nothing else like this in the industry.
So we take some of the machinery from the actual machine companies, and then we'll throw our little swag on it to make it better, faster, more efficient, and better for quality. Materials that we keep here on hand that we're using for pre-weigh every single day, we do have large truckloads and bulk pallets that are stored either at our receiving location or down at our Simpson Labs Fulfillment Center for holding. So basically what ends up happening is every morning at 3 a.m. we have a team that comes in, they'll look at the schedule, they'll print out the batch tickets, they'll pull every bottle, lid, raw material, scoop, shipper box, they'll get everything staged, and then they'll go to every single Simpson Labs location and store all of those pallets in front of each production room. So when first shift starts at 5 a.m., they're ready to hit the ground running. Every single rack, every single box, we developed our own in-house ERP add-on system for our automatic warehouse system. And all of our pre-weigh department, compounding, and quality all have pocket scanners. So it'll scan the batch ticket, it'll tell you exactly what location it's at in real-time inventory. And as soon as you zap it again, it'll automatically deduct the inventory from the system. So every single time you go to our ERP system, you're looking at real-time inventory. You're not like, is it in quarantine? Is it over here? Is it over there? It'll tell you. It went from pre-weigh. It went to mixer number 4. It went into production room number 8. It's now staged for shipping. It goes and does everything. We have 4 blending rooms total. These are 3 of them. Our first 2 blenders are upgraded. We just actually installed these earlier this year. We went from 115 cubic feet to 165 cubic feet. And with those, we got automatic sifting systems on top of the blenders. So you can actually see our compounding team dumping product into the filtration system where it'll sit there and actually screen the product before it goes into the blender itself. Sometimes you'll get a zip tie, a rubber band, some type of piece of plastic that comes from the actual barrels or containers that it comes with. So that ensures that everything that goes into the blender has been completely screened beforehand. QC will go ahead and release all the batch tickets to our pre-weigh team. They'll go in there and itemize everything. They'll zap it with their scanner. They'll tell them the exact location where it's at. They'll go up, pull that one individual ingredient, bring it back into the pre-weigh room, weigh it out, seal it back up, take it out, and put it back, and then go on to the next one. If you bring in too many containers or too many different ingredients inside the weigh-up room, there could be confusion. Somebody could grab the wrong thing, they could weigh out the wrong thing, and then it's just going to be a complete headache after that. So we've isolated that, and we only do one ingredient at a time. I did not just become a CEO. I literally used to be a machine operator. I did semi-encapsulators, automatic encapsulators, tablet compression, tablet coating, liquid fillers, you name it, I've done it. But this exact model is where I started my career. So every single encapsulation room, powder filling line, we have monitors all over the walls. QC has to come in every day, and every time before they start a run, they have to write down the temperature and the humidity before and after. So if any complaints came or there was a recall, they got to go back to the batch record and see, okay, what was the temperature and humidity in the room at that time of manufacturing. So this is our automatic bottling descrambler. It then drops an individual desiccant canister for moisture barrier. It goes into our 28 head automatic filler, comes over to our automatic rotary cotton machine, goes through the metal detector, goes down the line into the automatic capper and torquer. And at the end of the capper, there's a third rejection station. From there, it continues on to the induction sealer, continues on to the automatic labeler, transfer station for lot number and expiration, automatic neck bander, heat tunnel, and pack out. This is our 6-up stick pack machine. It does about 120, 140 a minute. It does anywhere from a 25 millimeter up to a 35 millimeter. Some are 2-up, some are 4-up, some are 6-up. Some stick pack machines, you just have one auger and it could go into 2 or 4 or 6 lanes, but it's not very accurate. Here, if you have one out of the 6 that is a little off on weight, you have the ability to adjust all 6 individual lanes by having those Geneva motors. So we're gonna go ahead and go into Rock 1 first. So we actually got this location about 1.5 years ago. We revamped it all. We knocked down the wall that divided the 2 of the one and expanded it all out. So we ended up building 2 large production rooms, and we did all this in-house. This is our contractors, our maintenance team. They all work hand in hand together to help design everything. So this is a single head filling line right now. So we actually fill powders in there. And then the room next to it is where we actually do the multi-packs. We actually built this entire structure so it could hold up to about 60,000 kilos of weight in case we grow further and want to expand more multi-packs on top of the roof. So yeah, you got 4 in here that took up less space than that other one that you saw at the other facility. So this has the option of running anything from 1 pill per sachet all the way up to 12 pills per sachet, depending on the size. We do inline printing, so we got clear film, white film, silver film. We can print our customers' logos on there, lot number. You can put the name of the description of each individual pill. You can get very creative with it. Altogether, total does about 22 million packets a month. So we'll build whatever machine part that we need, and it has. Saves us a ton of time and money. And we've already saved $30,000 on parts that we've already made ourselves. So a couple more months, it'll already pay for itself. We have our capsule R&D room in here. So every time we get a quote for capsulation, we'll quote it. If the customer approves it, our technicians will come in here, pull all the ingredients, all the excipients, do all the bulk density tests, the moisture tests, flow agents, and build the formulation to make sure that it works right. These are our freezers for all of our probiotics. As soon as they come in off the refrigerated truck, they get tagged and bagged from receiving and quality, and then we place them in their specific freezers. Yeah, this was our first fulfillment center until we outgrew it like in a couple months. So we had to go get a 50,000 square foot facility for a 3PL. Yeah, so bottles, lids, we got to store everything. This whole big massive room is our big label room I was telling you about. So that's label room number 3. When COVID hit, you couldn't find nothing. A jar, a lid, not a damn thing. And when somebody would call me, they'd say, hey, Eric, we just came up on 300,000 20-ounce jars. Do you want them? Yep. So I would start buying up anything and everything I could. Well, after a few months go by, I'm looking at the P&L and realize that we're a lot more profitable. And it turns out we went from 12-week lead times to 6-week lead times.
Just by having the stuff here.
So since 2020, we've been gobbling up all the inventory and we just sit on it.
Some big names in the industry that make great quality stuff, they just have inaccessible minimum orders, right? So for growing brands that are starting to scale, it's tough to shell out that kind of cash. You guys work with brands that are still scaling and you make it accessible to them without being like, I think there are some, there's people doing 48 bottle runs. We know that stuff's not being cleaned or whatever, but like you guys, you make it accessible, which is really cool. And you have the innovation, like some of people's favorite proteins in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, like last year, if you look through like all of our protein videos, like every single time I'm like talking like insanely about one, it was one that you guys made.
Right. You guys are some of the most put together when it comes with working with manufacturers and brands to help get things to market, and the quality's always there. So when anyone ever always tells me like, who do you think the best manufacturer is? I'm like, well, if you ask me, I would say go to Simpson Labs.
Thank you.
But But don't bring in bullshit. Don't bring some small little order. You know, like you're gonna pay for it. It's gonna have a price tag associated with the quality. You know, like it's comparable.
And we're no bullshit company. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to oversell. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If it's something we can't do, we'll simply tell them that we cannot do it. It's just something that's just, there's no way in the world we're going to hit that price. You're going to hit that flavor. It's going to, be water soluble. We're going to tell them right there at the point. We're not going to give you a bunch of bullshit and wind you up just to get your deposit and lock you up. We're
Right.
not like that, at the end of the day, we do not actually see a profit until we get that third reorder. So all the money that it takes to put into innovating a certain flavor system, sweetener system, the base, the dissolvability, the batch ticketing, the test methods, all that takes time and money, and it's a bunch. So usually when we do that first order, we're probably going to lose a little bit of money, especially if it's a 500 unit order, 1,000 unit run. The second pre-order finally, about a break even, maybe just a little bit over. Then after that, the third order, that's when we actually start seeing the profits. So at the end of the day, their success is our success. We want that first run to sell quickly, to taste great, because if the customers are not reordering it, what's the point? I mean, we're not all about a one and done.
Yeah.
Because other than that, we're just spinning our wheels.
Yeah.
We want to make a good quality product for the consumer.
Yeah.
That's going to work effectively, cost effectively, taste amazing.
Y'all's flavors.
It tastes like shit.
Yeah, flavor's good.
Y'all flavors.
Yeah.